You hear me? Let's talk it. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna run off right quick and grab this my pad real fast. Got a bunch of notes. But no, what's next for Shakur Stevenson? You know, and all facts, no opinion sport podcast, Santos boxing and the gang. Shout out my brother Frontline. We send our condolences to the Davis family. Breaking news, Keyshawn Davis brother, one of his brothers had passed away. Rest in peace, Kyrie. But we here to talk it, give me 1 second, grab my notes, and we on to the races.
Dog hit me up, said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick. Dog hit me up, said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick. Dog hit me up, said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick. Dog hit me up. Dog hit me up. Hello? Shorty on my line, told the bitch to call back, cause she getting out of line. Louis, what's the deal? Nigga, we talk. Got a 9 on a mission, nigga, watch we talk. Meet me on the block, tell me everything you know. From the guns to the chips and the kilos of coke. All I see is white, let my vision flash. Got my hand on them birds, about 100 in cash. Nigga, what's the math? Said I'm rich forever. Ride a trap or die, got my mind on this cheddar. Wish a nigga would, if a nigga try. Leave brains on the step, laying next to his mind. Get it or die, that's the motivation. I tell it how it is, see the bullets penetration. Dog hit me up, said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick. Dog hit me up, said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick. Dog hit me up, said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick. Dog hit me up, said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick. Kick the door, hit the floor, homie. See this fall, homie? You leave your brains on the floor, homie. I want your bricks from my crib in the floor, homie. I'm talking dollars and them cents from my drawer, homie. Tie your bitch by the beat, I want it all, homie. You niggas barking like the deed, I let it off, homie. 100 pounds in the crib, I took it all, homie. I left the nigga by stairs where his bras on. 200,000 on the wrist, I spent the charm.
Trying to find a better way,
on his neck, that's a prize moment.
better version, right?
Niggas up back,
What's next for Shakur Stevenson? Like I said, we still have to benefit you guys to the Davis family. Now we understand why Keyshawn missed weight for the Dennis fight.
Said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick. Dog hit me up. Said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick. Dog hit me up. Said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick. Dog hit me up. Said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick.
Stop in the link. I'm about to put the link in the chat. Hey, game all night. What's up? Low knows nothing, huh? My God, man, Low crazy, man. Hey, that boy got his ass whipped. I put my foot in my mouth and look at the outcome. I'm not gonna say that I could be one of the niggas that that was a kid that came to fight. Yeah, that was a kid that came to fight. He just got his goal, He beat the dog shit out of him, man. Shakur beat the dog shit out of him. Nobody can't lie about that, I could come on here and say, oh, nigga was on snack. A nigga, nah, he got his ass whipped. Everything Shakur said he was going to do, he did it. He studied tape. He studied footage. Listen, this is what happens when you watch fights at 0.5 speed, because you can dictate your opponent pace, punch output, his footing, etc. Especially when you're a southpaw. I'm good. We game all night, you know what I mean? WGAN, you already know ski, you know what I mean? But it's just breaking news to me. I ain't know Keyshawn Davis' brother had passed away. I want to send. No, we all want to send our condolences out to him. Now we understand why he missed weight with the De Los Santos fight, why he was drinking, why he was going through what he was going through, because losing a sibling, it hits right here, And shout out to the whole DB3 brothers. Shout out to the Davis family. All talented, all gifted, from the sisters singing, all of the brothers fighting, even Kyrie. Now we understand. So I'm gonna keep it tall. If him and Devin Haney happen this year, it's gonna be a banger, 2 ways. We already know Dev's gonna come in big. He's gonna be more swole. both have experience, but in the professional rankings, Dev have more wins. That's what a lot of people need to understand. You know, once you're an amateur turning pro, you just signing a piece of paper. But it's your wins that makes you more experienced as a pro. But as an amateur, you know the pace. But if you have a pro style pace, you can dictate the fight as an amateur. But this right here is going to be one of those ones. This is another big fight for boxing. T.O. Shakur just was a big fight. Yeah. Hey, mister, what up? Yeah, all that shit hit different, man. And like I say, man, I was one of those ones, I predicted him. The only way T.O. can win is knocking him out. And man, that jab was so damn fast, man. That shit was hitting different. That shit definitely was hitting different. That ball punch placement, everything was correct. That nigga, he gave him tattoo tears. When that ball was done with T.O. came out looking like the villain off Aquaman. Real rap. He looked like the Aquaman nigga, all his shit all swole like this. You know what I mean? Deep. That shit was deep, and I respect Shakur for that. Cause the key thing, when I seen Shakur bend his knees, I said that nigga listening to the corner. About motherfucking time. Cause Shakur Stevenson, Jerron Boots Ennis, they go in a tool bag and call audibles while they there. But when they listen to their corner, they performances be outrageous. You feel me? When Boots was listening, even though he got Lima out the way, Roman Villa out the way, Stanionis listening to the corner. You feel me? But trying to get something like both of the Karen fights. When you mention Shakur, you can mention the De Los Santos. No, I'm gonna take the De Los Santos out of the equation, but I'm gonna mention the Artem fight. You feel me? The Artem and the other guy, his first fight at 135. When you watch those fights, they wasn't listening to their corner. Even this Cepeda fight, he wasn't listening to his corner. Because I truly believe if Shakur would have listened to his grandfather, he would have knocked Cepeda out. Because we seen Tevin do it. So when Tev did it, we already know Tev hit that button. So Shakur got the opportunity to do it because you kept seeing how he kept popping his head back. And you could tell, like I keep telling y'all, once that boy started to sit down on his punches more, he got power. Just look at his shoulders; they raw. Every person got power. It only takes 3 to 5 pounds of pressure to knock a motherfucker out. And all I can say is, man, that boy looked good, man. I'm not gonna come in here and create a fucking no theory like no that wasn't the real T. No, he whooped to your ass so bad he changed his whole game plan. You understand me? It's just like when Boots get in the ring, he'll beat your ass so bad he make the top B and C and A minus elite fighters look like D minus fighters. Roy Jones used to do the same thing. But what's next for Shakur? Is he truly going to stay at 140 and fight these killers? Because this is his weight class. And I promise you, Shakur walk around weight probably like 154. So if your walk around weight is like 154, you'll fight at 154 because you're gonna be more fuller, no video, you know what I mean? Plus your power is gonna be there. When you got certain other fighters, they still cutting weight. You know what I mean? When I was growing up, it was only 8 weight classes. Now there's 17 weight classes, You see the difference. But what's next for Shakur at 140? Unify? Or is the Conor McGregor, the Conor Ben fight is really going to take place? You know, we got to see. We got to see if Shakur and Conor Ben really going to take place at 147. But the key thing I tell people, everybody talk shit about taking that rehydration clause, right? But what happens when all of these motherfuckers want a rehydration clause? But at the end of the day, every body sanction, every type from WBC, WBA, WBO, you see IBF is 10%. Everybody have a 15% to 10% rehydration clause. And it's called fighting in your weight class. You feel me? Just bring it back. The Muhammad Ali Act, if you want to change it, just change the judging, change the refs, and change the divisions. Bring it back to 8 divisions. That's it. If you're going to get rid of the interim titles, bring it back to 8 divisions. We don't need all these other divisions because it's fucking the game up. If you know you're a welterweight, so 140, 147, and 154 is the welterweight division when it was an 8 division time during the 90s. Once the 2000s came, how people talking about time lapse and time change. Listen, I ain't trying to hit none of that shit. Take it back to what it used to be. We need 8 weight divisions and that's it. All of these brothers want to fight, and for Shakur at 140, Hummer Hitchens, New York, take it back to New York, and clear out T.O. stable, T.O. Management stable if he can get it with Hitch. Um, Gary Antoine Russell, Shakur Matias would be a big fight, because Matias is still there. Matias still top dog at 140. Shakur and Dalton Smith, you know, uh, that'd be a great fight. But I heard Keyshawn call Dalton Smith out. I'm gonna drop some clips on that. And speaking of Keyshawn, we send our condolences out to the Davis family. Keyshawn brother passes away. Kyrie. Now we understand, the situation he was going through, man. But getting back to Shakur at 140, you got uh you got Dalton Smith, you got Richardson Hitchens, you got Gary Russell, you got Matias, a Sandor Martin, a Pitbull Cruz, a Lamont Roach. Lamont there. If you want to give Lamont the opportunity time of day, Lamont there. Who else? 140 kind of deep. Going back, I want to know since the WBC is vacated at 135 that I know of. Once you step up and wait and you fight, you got to vacate. Is Jadir Herrera is the new WBC champion? I'm gonna check into that. Because 135 is still cool. We got Schofield Jr. and Lucas Body, about to fight. Hopefully it's on a Ryan card, but I don't know. I got to check because I think that card already came out. But hopefully they get the fight for the WBA. People trying to mention Lamont Roach name. Listen, keep Lamont out of it. He's at 140 right now. Shakur would be a great fight at 140. You feel me? That'd be a perfect great fight at 140. He can get another title shot. But the way that y'all moving Lamont, y'all got him back to fighting in 3 different weight classes. He wouldn't listen. When I first seen Lamont coming to the scene, I seen him fighting at 140. Then I watched him drop down to 135. And then I just seen him had 2 fights at 130, but he happened to win the title. He beat Hector Garcia. The next thing you know, he moved back to 135. Now he moved up to 140. Let the man stay at a certain weight class and just give him the title shots. Lamont Roach and Shakur Stevenson will be a great fight June, because his hand injury. So like around June, July, no later than September. I'm like on the because Canelo won't have the Mexican versus everybody, but coming back, Shakur and Lamont Roach would be a great fight at 140. Gotta give it to him. That'd be a great fight at 140 or not. You got to fight the mandatory for the WBO, but stay at 140. If he's Shakur really going to go up and fight Conor Benn, and Conor Benn is going to give him that rehydration clause, it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a great fight. It's going to be very, very, very intriguing. Because we know how Conor Benn was at 147. A lot of people want to mention the PD situation, but how he fight like a machine. He like a tougher Williams Zepeda just with power. If he comes fighting like that, because like I always tell people, the key thing is the jab. Once you establish your jab, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, Shakur Motaya be a great fight. You heard Hannibal? That'd be a great, 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 great fight. Because ain't he Motaya the IBF at 135. At 140 moving up, that'd be a great fight. Hell yeah, that'd be a great fight. Motaya looked sharp. Know what I mean? Even though he had tattooed tears, but Shakur gonna do the same thing. Shakur gonna do the same thing. I got a feeling he's gonna do the same thing because we seen what Tev did to Raymond Mortalia. We seen Andy win on a scorecard, like us counting the punches. Andy Cruz landed more punches. You already know what Shakur gonna throw. He's gonna throw 50 to 75 to 100 jabs. A motherfucking. It depends how you come out, or not. He's just gonna keep you stable. And that's the key thing. Like Rigondeaux was a small fighter, yo. I watched this guy get all up in your chest and just shoot the jab and control the fight. When when Rigondeaux came to the States, I was so happy because I'm like, damn, like he really here now. You feel me? Fidel Castro had that boy as a pet, 500 fights. Like that boy was rumbling. He was beating the dog shit out of niggas. You can ask Laura, you can ask Ugas, you can ask Gamboa, you can ask Leo Cruz, you can ask all them niggas that come from Cuba. Rigondeaux was whooping all their ass. Rigondeaux was whooping all of the ass, and that's a fact. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Zepeda did way better than T.O. T.O. couldn't stop that jab. He couldn't stop that jab. I'm not trying to hear the footing. I'm not trying to hear none of that. I'm gonna give Shakur his flowers. He beat the dog shit out of the person. I listen. A lot of us knew that if it went the distance, Shakur was going to win. A lot of people will say, "Nah, he's too sharp." And listen, he listened to his corner. He listened to his corner. But the key thing is, he studied this motherfucker. He kept every interview. He just kept saying, "I studied you. I know you." It's just like Rolly telling Ryan that, because Rolly got Ryan number. And it's just like Ryan telling Devin that. You feel me? And it's just like Tank telling all of them that. We're gonna leave Tank out of the equation because that's the only fight that makes sense, and the biggest fight is Tank and Shakur. But besides that, right now, this boy heated. Know what's next for him, and hopefully he can put up another performance like this. But a Hannibal, that boy was too sharp at 140. Especially his first time there. Listen, that motherfucker looked like he was at 126 all over again. This is the Shakur we missed. When Shakur was at 126, 130, this is the Shakur we missed. You feel me? When he got to 135, start talking about I'm gonna knock you out shit. We not trying to hear that. Why? Because these is the performances we want to see. This is the Shakur we know. You feel me? When we used to watch Pretty Boy Floyd, we know Pretty Boy gonna get it or he not. But when Money May came, we worried about the defense going 12 and him making his money. Just like Shakur. When I watch Shakur, I'm not worried about a knockout. I'm just worried about a beautiful masterclass. And this was one of those ones. Looked like he was at 126, 130. Tio said the same thing, and Shakur brought the 126 out and beat the dog shit out. Tank want that smoke, man. Tank want that smoke. Tank want that smoke. Tank want all of it, man. That's one thing about Tank. Like I tell people, when people be talking bad about his resume, I say, y'all need to go back and watch it. Look at his resume. Because everybody is fighting leftovers. And during the time was Tank, when Tank fought Pedraza was the guy. You feel me? Pay attention. They had to strip Tank so Roma can become an email champion. I want y'all to go back and just do your history. When Tank fought Leo Santa Cruz, he unified with Leo title at 126 and 130. So you got 126, 130, 135, and 140. Go back and really do y'all research on it. Because when this guy, Leo Santa Cruz, was unified at that division, they both fought for both unifications. And Tank won. You can Google this shit. You can look it up. Tank is a 4-time divisional champ. But the only problem I have with people trying to put Shakur as pound for pound number one, the reason why is because y'all never looked at the Ring Magazine. Never looked at Tio as a Ring Magazine champion. They never rated him up there. You feel me? Tio been a longer reigning champion before, Inoue and Bam Rodriguez. You feel me? If I'm not mistaken, during the time Muhammad and Usyk became a Ring Magazine champion at that time at heavyweight was like 2022. All of the Ukrainian wars, so all of the Ukrainians became undisputed. Lomo got his IBF title when he beat Kambosos, but Runcheck, I don't know how the fuck he beat Navarrete. Navarrete was whooping his ass. Know what I mean? But that's the outcome you see. But putting him number one at the time, right now, y'all never ranked Tio as top dog. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all never ranked their boots as a fucking Ring Magazine champion. You feel me? This is the shit I say. It's like when you got it, like the Ring, when they got their ambassadors, is that they got a plan for each and every person. You feel me? They got a plan for each and every person, but you really got to let these brothers eat and see can these brothers really sell tickets now that they're under you. But putting him number one so far right now, I wouldn't say that. The Ring need like Mike Carpenter, hey Turkey, come holler at me. I'll fix the Ring rankings because every division should have a ranking. It's like how the fuck Dalton Smith is number one at 140 in the Ring Magazine and he just became champion. You ain't got Gary Russell. You got Gary, but you got Hitchens, Gary Russell, the motherfucking Tio just lost, so Shakur there, right? So all right, so Shakur the champion, the Ring Magazine champion, cool. Number two should be Hitchens, between Hitchens and Russell, who the person who had the title the longest, and then the person after that Dalton Smith should be the last person because he just got the title. But it shows when you get that green prestigious belt, that WBC, that shit make you skip the line. It makes you skip the line. It's the most prestigious belt in boxing. Tank will only fight Shakur at 135, won't go up 140. I got Tank going up to 140 right now. The reason I say that, when that boy was in camp for Jake Paul, he was down and shit. That boy was down and shit. Tank was down and shit. You know what I mean? Like really down and shit. You know, but it'll be a good fight. You know, it'll be a tremendous fight. Cause that's the only person we can see like Eli. That's the only person we can see to make shit happen. You know, cause we don't know anything else. You know, we're gonna find out when everybody get in that ring. You know, and you find out when everybody get in that ring. You hear me? But besides that, you know, I want to talk about the Zuffa card. Because I predicted that Hot Rod and Alexander Govostik was going to be a great fight. You know, and Hot Rod got dropped in the first round. Um, then in the seventh round, Alexander got dropped 2 times, but the second time, you know, it was the seventh round. But the fight was a great fight. It was a great fight, and I'm talking about the Rayo and the Diego Torres card. You know, some people thought Diego Torres won, but you know, they rewarded Rayo. Boachuk and Bater fight, split decision, went 160. Finally, Boachuk fighting at 160, and Boachuk they robbed Boachuk got his ass whooped again. Boachuk got his ass whooped again. And Jalil Hackett, you know, got a majority decision, 10 rounds. You know, Roberto Cruz Jr. Jalil Hackett looking strong. He looked at 222 motherfucking strong. Listen, M. The reason, Mata, I want y'all to pay attention, right? Ever since Tank told that nigga no and said, I need y'all, send me 2 Ferraris, then I'll do it. Because if I go over there, I know I'm fighting the system. I'm fighting all of y'all. And if it goes the distance, I know I'm gonna lose because y'all gonna rob me. You feel me? Ever since Tank came out and said all of that shit, even when T.O. came out and said Turkey was a dictator, and yo, Tank been going through all these legal issues, right? And then you got Mike Coppinger, Ring Magazine, who PBC wasn't dealing with at the time. What do they do? Punch up false information. But every venue, they would snatch and throw in events. This is the shit people don't know behind the scenes. Ever since Tank told that nigga send me 2 Ferraris, Tank been going through all of this bullshit. All of this shit that's happened, all of this shit is old news. All of this shit is old news. They just resurfacing and recycling. And that's why Tank told Jake at that press conference and Jay Leon Love, don't let me find out no shit. And look what happened. I want people just to look back at that. That shit don't seem kind of strange. He the only person, the only fighter in the fucking world still who haven't bowed down and bowed out. I want people to understand. Floyd Mayweather was going to sign Shakur. Shakur went to the Olympics and fought Robeisy Ramirez. Robeisy Ramirez beat Shakur. Floyd Mayweather was there. You hear the announcement? Once Shakur won this fight, he signed in the Mayweather Promotions. Shakur ended up losing and started crying because he knew he wasn't going to get signed. Mayweather brought all of them niggas to the gym. And one person came out on top. And that was Gervonta Tank Davis. Devin Haney was there. Shakur was there. Ryan was all of them niggas was there. Everybody was there. And the person he signed was Tank Davis and Jesse Bam Rodriguez at the time. Now, I don't know how the fuck Bam Rodriguez got a motherfucking face surgery, but you can go back and see. Even, if I'm not mistaken, it was Gabriel Flores. It was 2015, 2016. I was on a run. This is how I know this shit. Ellie Setback was interviewing all these guys. Adrian Broner, Tank, and the other guy, Mayweather signed at that time. It was a Mexican-American or a full-blooded Mexican. He was nice. The guy was nice. He just came when he signed to Floyd, got his professional debut under Mayweather Promotions on the prelims, and he lost. And Tank ended up getting a knockout. Then you seen Tank on Spike TV. Everything I'm saying is cash money. That's the one he signed. It's like with Devin Haney. Tank came off that motherfucking private jet, beat the dog shit out of Devin Haney. Jet lag started to kick in. And he just like, yo, I'm keep whooping your ass. You're not going to stop. I understand that because you got something to prove. But when you watch the full clip, I'm punishing you. The doghouse rules is the first one to quit lose. But when you come straight off a motherfucking plane or a jet, you get jet lag later on. Like, bro, it is what it is. It's like you coming straight off a plane, right? Girl hit you up. Let's say a certain celebrity hit you. We're gonna use Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez hit you up like, yeah, nigga, come get this twat. Nigga, I'm hopping on the plane, flying 5 hours, I'm getting off that joint. Nigga, I don't give a fuck if you pop an ecstasy, 3 perks, whatever, nigga. So you slide in that joint. You know what I mean? Because it's jet lag, bro. It's jet lag. It's jet lag. But at the end of the day, it'd still be a good fight. But those legal issues, I don't know. It's just something skeptical about that shit, man. It's something real, truly skeptical about that shit. You know, yeah. That's the only person out of both of those fighters. We know the history behind it. You even hear Kenny Ellis get online and told Shakur, nigga, put your dental records up, and he didn't deny it. It's just like when Keyshawn didn't deny him getting floored, you know. And I don't want to bring. I just want to give these brothers they flowers because they got a beautiful victory. You know, I don't want to do that to them. I don't want to. How people say conspiracy theories. I don't want to use no snack shit. I don't want to use no UFC clinic type shit where they train that. I don't want to talk about the raps. I don't want to talk about none of that. All I want to talk about is he whooped T.O. ass so bad that nigga apologized for slavery. And I'm gonna keep it, nigga. Ask my African homies, and I even asked them. They said, nigga, slavery never happened to Africa. Only y'all stupid motherfuckers believe in that shit. You know what I mean? And he made that nigga apologize for that. And he beat the dog shit out of him. And Tio, you didn't beat this Puerto Rican. It's one of the Puerto Ricans you got your ass whipped by. And that boy made sure he put that flag on those motherfucking trunks to let you know, I'm going to be the Puerto Rican guy that listen. Let me tell my I don't like saying that word black or brown because we the same people. We the same people. When people say the Indians, it's the copper people. We the copper people. Taino, mean the dark people, the copper people. When the Spaniards came over to America, this was our shit. You feel me? So yes, they enslaved us, our ancestors and stuff, and a lot of us fled to the south of America. You know what I mean? To Southern America. And a lot of us that ran over that fled over there, a lot of us had to fled to the Caribbeans from Jamaica, Dominican Republic, Haiti, Puerto Rico, Cuba, Trinidad, all of that. We are the same. We are the copper people. This is our shit. We are the natives. Like I tell Puerto Rican, any Latino culture, like, bro, Spanish is not our fucking language. That shit across seas. We don't know our language. The Americans from north, central, south, we don't, nigga, this is our shit. It shouldn't be no borders. This is our land. But y'all separating us. Y'all separating us, And that's how I take shit and that's how I look at it. But he whooped his ass for all that shit he was saying, even though I thought it wasn't racist. I thought the brother just was trying to get a fight, but everybody was mad. Everybody was mad. Shakur whooped that nigga for everybody ass, you know what I mean? And put on a great, spectacular performance. But besides that, man, getting on the Keyshawn, in his tight situation and coming back looking super, he looked amazing. He looked amazing. He pulled it off. It was a great fight. It was a great fight. Him and Jermaine Ortiz was a great fight. It was a great. The Ring Magazine had a cool card. I'm not gonna lie. The whole week last week from Friday to Sunday, all lit. Even from Devin Haney, Bill Haney, and them prelims with Tiger Johnson, all that shit was lit. But understanding the problem the whole Davis family was going through, because of their brother, their sibling, losing a sibling, it speaks volume. Because that brother came back, he be seeing him miss weight. A lot of people say, oh, he did this, he did that. It is what it is. It's always a hater, you feel me? It's always a hater. You see him in person, man. Blood in his mouth. Got the right name, Mo. Nigga, you a Mo goo. A bunch of corny motherfuckers, you feel me? Be a bunch of the comment mafia be crazy. the Common Mafia be crazy. But at the end of the day, shout out my co-host Santos Boxing. You hear me? 0.5 speed. We'll beat the dog shit out you niggas. Now, one of Keyshawn brothers named Kyrie had passed away. He had a brother named Kyrie had passed away. Because when I looked it up, I thought it was Keon or one of them. You feel me? But it was his brother Kyrie had passed away. Look it up. Look it up. Now we have a better understanding about the missing weight, him drinking, etc., him coming back. Shit happens, man. Shit hit the fan, shit happens, man. But everybody else, like, oh, the nigga sacrificed somebody. Niggas gonna make up a whole bunch of dictating, lying ass shit behind this shit. Know what I mean? People lose people every day. And we send our condolences out to the Davis family. Now we understand why he missed weight. Now we understand why he was drinking. Now we understand why he was smoking, the things that he was going through, because that shit hit hard. It hit hard. Know what I mean? You growing up with your brothers and sisters, and something happened like that, it hit hard. You don't know how to take it. Then you got a fight coming up. What's more important to you? What's more important to you? Losing a sibling or a motherfucking fight? You feel me? The other brothers coping with it, but nigga, you the head dog. You can't cope with it. Why? Because you probably was super duper close to, even though you're close to all your siblings, but you super duper close probably with that brother. He the brother that told him to fight. He ain't know what to do. He said, I ain't know what to do. I had to, I mean, God put it, and I took off with it and made it happen. No, they all talented. Sisters know how to sing, mother know how to sing, they all talented. Even them motherfuckers know how to sing. But they some, he's amazing when he get in that ring, he's a dog, man. I told people Key a dog, man. Key a dog. But if Keyshawn got two opportunities. I seen him with a clip with Dalton Smith, calling Dalton Smith out, saying that he want to fight Dalton Smith. But we seen that the WBC already mandate Puello and Dalton Smith, so we're going to see how that go. But the world seen it. The world seen it. We seen it on Friday. We seen it Thursday. We seen it Friday. And you heard what you call it told him. Bill Haney told him, we talked in the DMs. We holler in the DMs. You become victorious. You're my son. And that's another big fight. If we get that shit this year, that's the second biggest fight in boxing that I know of. Know what I mean? That I know of. I'm just calling it how I see it. Ryan and Barrios is a great fight, but Shakur and Tio was a big fight to start off the year. If we get Boots and Virgil, that's two big fights. But if Devin Haney and Keyshawn happen, that's a big fight. And let me know who y'all got. Who you think will come victorious in that fight? Will Devin Haney pull it out? Could Devin Haney stop Keyshawn, or could Keyshawn go up there and make it happen, Captain? I want to know what y'all think about that fight. Who y'all got victorious? No, I'm going to keep it real, man. Dev got the heart. Dev always had the heart. His jab was always great. But, once he stopped throwing the jab in the later rounds, I'm glad he got Mickey Bay on his side. Because that's all you need. You don't need nobody else. You know what I mean? You go to Mickey, or you can come over here and fuck with Bozy, you know what I mean? But that's your style. It's good to go over there and get some, do you believe Shakur's in the top 5 pound for pound? That's what I was saying. Like the reason I say no, because they never ranked the T.O. They always kept T.O. out of that shit. So now you want to put him up there? You can't do that if you never rated T.O. It's just like when Boots was at 147 and he was the Ring Magazine champion. Y'all ain't ranked them niggas. Why? Because they told y'all no. You feel me? T.O. shit resonated different because T.O. called that nigga a dictator. So we already knew going in fighting in any of those cards, nigga, you're going to get robbed. All you got to do is just look at the commentary. Look at the promotion. First of all, the promotion was bad. And then when they started promoting the fight a week before the fight, which was like 5-6 days before the fight, everything was towards Shakur becoming, a 4-time weight divisional champ. They trying to get him there with Tank at. This is facts, y'all. This is a motherfucking fact. And you can't rank him number 1 if y'all never ranked the T.O. in that pound for pound. That's all I'm saying. Don't do it the night of the card. Then on the night of the card, y'all still got the fucking ranking fucked up because how Dalton Smith is number 1. Well, at least Hitchens and then Gary Russell and then Dalton. But it shows how much power that the WBC title holds. The best belt in boxing. But Shakur, I'm going to be real. The future pound for pound, because I don't really care about pound for pound. Everybody care about that shit for now. Know what I mean? But if you want to know the future of pound for pound, it's Boots, Shakur. It's gonna be Keyshawn, and that's gonna be the new four. The new four kings. It's gonna be Boots, Shakur. Because remember, Shakur wasn't part of the four kings. It's gonna be Boots, Shakur, Keyshawn. Who y'all think the fourth one? Could be Alex Bray. Could be Blanche Val Saint. Could be Yo-Yo Hernandez. Know what I mean? Could it be Virgil Ortiz? You feel me? No, could it be Bam Rodriguez? But we talking about at the four kings that can fight each other. You feel me? Devin Haney was already ranked. Ryan Garcia, T.O. Tank. I'm taking them niggas out of the equation. They old news. You feel me? We putting Shakur, Boots, Keyshawn, and we're gonna say Virgil. We're gonna say Virgil. That's the new four kings, right? Virgil. Know what I mean? But I'm telling y'all, honorable mentions to watch out for. Shout out to Roberto Raul, Rivera Gomes, Unstoppable Gomes. Yo, go check this kid out. Shout out to Box Lab. Box Lab got one, man. This kid is super duper nice. When you go over to Pro Box TV, go check out the Real Blast Foul Saint. Listen, man, these kids is nice, man. Yo Hernandez, a tough Cuban. You know, listen, it's a lot of these kids out here that's super duper nice. Even well, I forgot what. I think he signed an MVP. He's from out the Maryland way. He's nice too. There's a couple kids that's nice, man, that I always pay attention to and watch. Been watching for the last 3.5 years, and those are the names that I named that I've been watching. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, the new four kings. There got to be some new four kings in this shit. You know, and we got to see these fights happen. But no, Keyshawn versus Devin to be a great fight, and it look like it's going to happen. Keyshawn got the victory, and it's look like it's going to happen because unless Devin go unify with somebody, nah, man. Unless he wait to the Ryan fight, but if he got a fight right now that need to take place, I guess no, it's Keyshawn. You feel me? And then you know you got Brian Norman Jr. over there with Derrick James, which is a good fit. It's a great fit. It's a great fit. That's a great fit. You know, let me run a paragraph out later. That's a great fit. I love that fit. You know, it'll be strong for him. Give me 1 second. It'll be strong for him. I just come up here and grab my motherfucking cups right quick. Get ready, just be me. You hear, ski? But at the end of the day, it's all love in boxing, man. It's all love in boxing. My apologies. You know, my shit be raw. You know what I mean, I'm on house arrest, so that's what I'm saying. Once I get off this, you'll see me at more gym. Oh my God. You'll see me at gym. Shout out to my son Naeem De Jesus. Got his victory Saturday. Yeah. Pulled it off, big dog. Pulled it off. You know what I mean? Big dog in the area. Ask you to honor snatch you back in the building. Back getting that money right. You hear me? Let me see this. You know. Me too. Hey, Martha, that's why I said, right? That's why I said they need to bring back the 4 divisions. I mean, the 8 divisions. You feel me? And the reason I said the 8 divisions because we all know 140, 147, 154, that's the real welterweight. That's welterweight. And the 8 divisions, that's welterweight. You know? Then you had 160, 168, and 175. That was the middleweight. They need to go back to the 8 divisions, man. Because we're going to get the fights that we want to see. We ain't got to hear none of that shit. We got to hit. That's why I think the 4 Kings was fighting. It was only 8 weight divisions, man. They need to bring that back. Because this 17 shit, 17 different weight classes, all these intern titles, and we not getting the fights that we really want to see. That'd be corny. It'd be corny, man. That should be corny. It'd be real corny. Real rap. It'd be real corny. You know? But hopefully we get the 140 lit. 140, 154, 168 cool. Yo, that shit lit. Even 130 nice. 135, we just seen Andy Cruz and and Mortalia. But it looks like Mortalia probably be moving up. I'm gonna keep it tall, man. I believe Brian Norman Jr. should go down to 140. I always said that. Brian Norman Jr. should go down to 140. He'll make 140 very, very interesting. You feel me? He'll make 140 very, very interesting. I'm just saying though. He will make 140 very, 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 very interesting. I'm gonna keep it tall, man. Come on, Nazin. Say, man. Brian Norman will make 140 very, very interesting. I always said that. I don't know, for some reason, I just had a feeling like, at 140, he'd be unstoppable. And now that he's with Derrick James, it's cool. It's cool to have Derrick in your corner. Derrick gonna turn into the black Mexican. Derrick James has, because plus he already got Derrick James type of style. If y'all go check out Derrick James when Derrick James was a pro fighter. When you watch Derrick James fight, then you're gonna see, damn, Spence fight just like that. When you see Norman, you're gonna see, damn, like Norman fight just like that too. He's gonna he's gonna tweak Norman out a little bit, but Senior did the great work, Norman Senior did great work, but he just gonna make it more fundamentally sound. That's what Derrick James gonna do. He's gonna bring out more of the fundamentals in Brian Norman. Watch. Because you seen that with Charlo. You seen Charlo was a little loose and explosive. And then when he got under Derrick, you seen him staying more stationary, more stable, catching and shooting, putting shit down. I'm just saying though, I'm just going by what I see. I've been watching this shit for too long. Being in too long, my setbacks just was prison. So, like when it comes to this sport, rapping and shit, all that shit just I had to take a back seat because I always went to jail. You know what I mean? Never fold, never told, be the model. But yeah, Brian Norman at 140 be great. What y'all think? He should stay at 147. And I want people to give Karen Chuckazine a shot. Please, somebody give Karen Chuckazine a shot, because I guarantee you, I told people Karen Chuckazine is better than Bachram. That brother can really fight. Shout out to Josh Kelly for pulling off the upset. You understand me? And my brother Frontline came on here and ain't even exposed it too. We seen Bachram go the distance with two boxers. We know Timzu is not that. Virgil Ortiz remind me of a Timzu. Just saying though. I'm just saying though. Matter of fact, the four kings. This is the four kings: Jerron Boots, Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis, and Xander Zayas. Why? Because Xander Zayas is unified champ right now. Xander unified champ. We got to keep it tall. So we going to put a Spaniard there. We're going to put Xander there. Virgil never been a champion, so he got to get the fuck up out of here until he fight Boots. But at the end of the day, Xander Zayas, Jerron Boots, Keyshawn Davis, Shakur Stevenson is the new four kings. That's it. They the new four kings, and they're going to be. Listen, you got one already there. One on you. You got two. One already been there. Boots already been there. Shakur been there, so we already had him. You feel me? We just need Xander and Keyshawn to grab a ring. That's sick. If y'all judging it by the ring, because Boots already had one at 147. Shakur got one now at 140. You feel me? Like, real rap. Because everybody gonna be talking about them brothers fighting each other. Especially if Keyshawn get this Devin Haney situation and really beat Devin Haney, it's gonna be a different story. But me personally, I think Devin Haney and Tiger Johnson got the best storyline of 2026 right now. bro, that's a banger, and I believe that fight should happen next. You feel me? Devin Haney been out of the ring since what, November? So December, January, February. By March, him and Tiger should be in the ring getting that money. You know, we got a few fights this month coming up. We got one coming up this week, one the following week, one the week after that. The shit just is going, it's going. And hopefully we see Boots back in March, no later than April. You know what I mean? It was about it's about that, man. Because a lot of people don't really be about that. You know, like me, I'm gonna keep it tall, y'all. I don't like to shoot off the hip because you'll create false narratives. That's why I tell y'all, like, I do my due diligence. I do everything. I do everything. I take note. This is my logbook. This is my logbook. This is all my logbook. Because I love the sport. Like, I love football right now, but like, this season been butt cheese. Because too many, like, y'all fucking up the parlays. You know what I mean? Leave the parlays alone. So when you see the rigness, you like, come on. Like right now in the NBA. You mean to tell me y'all niggas only scored 66 points in a motherfucking game? Y'all playing like a college team. Like, come on, man. Y'all messing up the parlays. Y'all ain't trying to make people hit. But they so dumb. You want people to hit and win so they can keep that. The crash coming. And another thing, they did let you make your own ways. Because they go to some states, oh, you can't make your own play. Then why the fuck you got it up there? Then if I can't make my own play and I'm in the state, you know? But yeah, getting back to some more boxing news. Oscar De La Hoya. People calling it a $24 million debt. He got a little situation during COVID time. Came across some how I say this shit. He got an office in downtown Los Angeles, right? On 626 Wilshire Boulevard. They trying to say that he only reported 34.4% vacancy rate, and he was the poster child for the pandemic distress. You know how people would paint shit up, and I believe this shit comes from the other side. And what I mean by the other side, the people that got the lawsuit, the certain manager, you know. Yeah, hey, that'd be a banger. Berlanga and Plant would be a banger. Even a Plant and Charlo would be a banger. But yo, I'm glad you said that. Berlanga fighting Armando Resende. Berlanga and Armando Resende is fighting the guy that beat Caleb Plant, and now he's the new what? If I'm not mistaken, the WBA 4 champion. Because he's the new WBA 4 champion. And Billy is the new WBC 4 champion. They elevated him because Bud Crawford made a comment on that. It was like, nah, my brother Lester Martinez is supposed to be the champion. Give him his rematch back. But yeah, because when Edgar posts, remember they threw the Ring Magazine Awards, and Edgar Berlanga, he was recording the stuff, and Armando Resende was right down the joint. He was like, look, yo, he said, oh, I can't point at him. That's my opposition right there. Yeah, they next. It got to be happening soon. Hopefully we get it in March because he been training for both of them. Been training for a couple months right now. So hopefully we get that shit in March. But I bet y'all go back and y'all can go to Edgar Berlanga Instagram, Facebook, etc. You're gonna see the post he made, even on his stories. You'll see the post he made. They all at the Ring Magazine Awards, and it's a straight line. Everybody was there except for Virgil. And then you'll see Armando Resende sitting at the end, and it's Berlanga and it's two other people, and they bitten, they joking around, and he pointed out Armando Resende, and he said, "Oh, that's my opposition." You know what I mean? It's happening. So I really believe Caleb Plant and Charlo happening. And hopefully the winner out of that fight each other. But we need that Plant and Caleb. We need that Plant and Berlanga fight too. ASAP. ASAP. You know? That's gonna be a banger. That's gonna be a banger. Sundays be hitting, man. He be hitting. I always tell people, once you fight a person, like a Matias, You know, I'm gonna keep it talking. When Matias came in the game, when he was under Coach Panda, I used to watch him and Williams and Payton. I'm like, damn, these niggas just fight too much. I mean, they punch too much. Their output is crazy, and they pressuring you and they walking you down. So, when Tio mentioned like a pair of boxer beat him, that's how I felt. Then when he ended up saying that shit, I watched Matias get in there with Malik Hawkins. So I said, man, I'm gonna really sit back and watch him right now live because every fight a person will come out differently. I don't give a fuck if they fight the same way, pushing forward, but the punch selection will be different. And I'm gonna get to the punch selection situation, but I'm watching the fight Malik Hawkins. I see Malik up. I'm like, okay, Malik gonna get this shit. Around the third, fourth round, Malik Hawkins gave Matias 10 to 30 seconds of his fight, and the whole fight changed from there. And Matias won. And I seen it. I said, oh, you can't give this brother a 5 to 10-second head. And what I mean by that is, if you're dictating the fight, keep him at bay. But once you let him walk you down and get on the inside, I don't care, he walk you to the ropes, to the corner, or get you in the center, and you let him get off a combination and let him dominate just 10 seconds to 30 seconds of the fight, it's going to change the whole fight output. And that's when I seen Malik Hawkins. I'm like, damn, Matias just turned this shit into his fight. It's like with Shakur and Williams and Payton. Some going to agree, some going to disagree. Shakur, if he would have listened to his corner, when you seen him with the best shots popping Zepeda head back, it was in the center of the ring. You feel me? Yo, cuz, what up, Tass? What up, Mugger? That shit was in the center of the ring. But Williams Zepeda forced Shakur to fight his fight. Shakur ain't wanted to fight that fight because Wally and they ain't trained like that. So when Zepeda started walking him down, keeping him on the ropes, almost clipped him, that right hand was everywhere. You feel me? He forced Zepeda to fight. Zepeda forced him to fight that fight. And that's one thing when I seen about Matias and Malik Hawkins, I'm like, damn, I don't know, T.O. Everything you saying is right, but I don't know. You get that nigga 10 seconds, it's a whole game changer. You feel me? But when you watch Teofimo, you watch him always have problems, but Sandor Martin, good feet. Jermaine Ortiz, good feet. Shakur Stevenson, good feet. But the key thing out of all of them was Sandor and Shakur did was that jab. That jab. Hey, 31, Taz Mugger, what up, cuzzo? What's up, man? Coming on here, man, breaking this shit down. What's next for Shakur Stevenson? At 140. Should he unify? Or is him and Conor Ben really going to happen? Conor Ben said he accepted rehydration clause. They said next. So hopefully, and shit, if that fight happens, Shakur had two of the biggest fights this year. And Shakur fight a unified champion or fight Conor Ben, he had two of the biggest fights of the year. You feel me? He had two of the biggest fights of the year. That's two of the biggest fights. If he do fight Conor Ben, and it's all about where. And I'm pretty sure Shakur gonna be cocky enough to say, nigga, I'm taking it across the pond. I'm gonna beat your ass at home. You feel me? But you got to come to the States to be a superstar. So you keep it here in Las Vegas, man. You keep it here in Las Vegas, that shit a different story. Or you bring it home to Newark. You bring it back home. You sell great tickets there. They sold that shit out, man. That shit was sold out. And hopefully they did good on the pay-per-view. The pay-per-view shouldn't be stalling like this, But yeah. Then Keyshawn, if Keyshawn really fight Devin Haney, which it looks like, hopefully that's the talks. But you seeing a person backpedal to try to get a title is either way you go, nigga, you becoming a champion. But do you want that WBC? Because you got the opportunity to take that, Jordan. You know what I mean? Or you want to go straight for the money fight? If you ask me, I'll be like, listen, Dad, go fight Tiger Johnson. I'm going to go fight this nigga. We're going to be on the same card. And if we both win, we fight at the end of the year. That's it. That's it. Devin to get his 2 fights this year. Keyshawn to have 3 fights this year. And that'd be perfect. That'd be perfect. Devin Tiger Johnson main event. Why? Because of the outcome. The best prelim fight this year was the Haneys versus Tiger. Know what I mean? And then co-main event, Keyshawn Darren Smith. Give Keyshawn his opportunity. He want that WBC. Nigga, everybody want, nigga, I want the WBC title. Nigga, I ain't even boxing. I want that motherfucker. I go in there and get my ass whipped. Know what I mean? Or put me in there with Eric Crumble. That nigga got 34 losses, no wins. I'll fight that nigga for the WBC intern, junior intern title. You hear me? Just to say I held that shit. Know what I mean? Just keeping it tall, man. Just keeping it tall. But we gonna find out what's gonna go on this week in boxing. We gonna have that shit lined up. Zuffa got some more cards coming. We're gonna see how this Ben Rodriguez, Zuffa, and Eddie Hearn matchroom boxing shit take place because they bamming them finesse the shit out of Eddie. If you know, you know. You know what I mean? The night of the Mortaya and Cruz fight. If you know, you know. You got certain headlines saying Bam signed to Zuffa. You had certain headlines saying that he re-signed with Matchroom, but Eddie Hearn is pressuring shit. You know what I mean? We gonna find out, man. Then Edward De Los Santos signed with Zuffa. Ja Apataya about to fight. He got a fight coming up, if I'm not mistaken, March. He already fighting in March. So it might be a unification bout. Don't be surprised it'd be a unification bout. Ryu got his victory over there. We're gonna see how this shit take place. Shout out to Jalil Hackett. I hope Jalil Hackett ain't signed with Zuffa. I hope he did. Somebody really like if I had a promotional company, I'll grab that kid, and put a lot of money behind that kid, man. He's super duper talented, man. His fight with Roberto Cruz, shout out to the Puerto Rican that went up there. You gave it y'all. It was a great fight, Jalil was that right. He kept getting caught with that right hand and shit. What I'm trying to do now on this house arrest shit, because they playing me and I'm supposed to be working, they not letting me work, but I got my lawyer hopefully going in there next week for position modification. Because I've been sitting for a year to try and get them a year, but my job ain't having that. They on my ass. Like, if you gonna do that, I'm gonna fire your ass. Like, no, you're not. The judge gave me a stipulation to do this shit. So, I'm gonna have my lawyer just go back in there and fix the situation up so I can come out and just have my curfew. But supposedly next year, maybe 23 months of the shit, 9 years probation. That's why I'm gonna call my lawyer. Like, bro, like, y'all threw the drugs out because I ain't sell drugs to nobody. So how you trying to hit me with a fucking like with the gun with a 6105 in Pennsylvania when I wasn't tarnishing the gun or none of that. But at the end of the day, the gun is clean, it's legit, and the house y'all ran in is not even my house. Make it make sense. Shit stupid. I mean, but yeah, getting back into this boxing shit. Oh, Clarissa Shields, February 22nd, man. Clarissa Shields. I'm watching a lot of people trying to play Clarissa, because she was she did she was getting makeup put on herself, and she said, "Oh, this is not a filter, etc." Then she asked for gel, and the person said, "I don't have no gel." So you got a lot of trollers when she said, "Well, I'm gonna get it from my stepdaughter." What's the problem with her saying stepdaughter? What's the problem? What's the problem? If that's her, dude, listen. I'm gonna tell people, right? This is how I always was raised, right? My mom always taught me, right? She always taught me and my brother, right? This is the really shit ever. When you in this fast life, never fall in love with a woman. Why? Because she's gonna always like if you meet a bitch in the streets or in the club, she's gonna always be that type person. When you meet a good female, you make love to her. Don't fuck her ass. You make love to her. You understand me? But the key thing, my mom always said, man, is you know, never wear your heart on your sleeve. Never pour too much. I ain't trying to get a copyright strike, man. I'm not, because I was gonna say some crazy shit, but it ain't crazy when it's coming from a woman's mouth. It ain't crazy when it's coming from a woman's mouth. But I'm gonna keep that to myself. I'm gonna keep it to myself. You can't say all types of crazy shit on this show, man. I posted Tiger Johnson and about the Bill Haney situation. Legal marriage. Yeah, we all do. That's facts, beats. But but it's a fact though. They really are wise. We only doing something. Listen, this one thing I tell people is when I was upstate, right, y'all. My last time upstate, I was in 2012. I went upstate. When I went upstate, everybody that's when in Pennsylvania that we had Tom Colbert, the nigga. Listen, all I know is all these. I learned about sovereignty. I knew about sovereignty. I heard it, but I learned it. Know what I mean? And I watched them niggas come back and shut down motherfucking jails. You understand me? But the key thing I'm getting about this wife shit is, as I was growing up, it was as long as you've been with your woman for over 7 years, common law, y'all married. It's everything else comes with a piece of paper. You feel me? A piece of paper. Everything you gotta pay for just to get a piece of paper. Your ID, your birth, everything is just a piece, which is awful. Like the birth certificates we got ain't even our real birth certificates. But getting back to that wife situation is, they beat you. It's fact. That's a motherfucking fact. Everybody else doing nothing. Nah, nigga, that's my wife. But it really be. You feel me? It really be. It just be the other people that are like the social media shit. I'm gonna be real. I love looking at ass and all that, but goddamn, y'all be overdoing that shit, man. Y'all overdo it so much. I go on my motherfucking what you call that shit? My email. Y'all got some horny shit on my email. I don't need none of that shit. I don't need none of that shit. Yeah, I got that. I got the 37 by average. I got some shit to make your shit 841. I don't need none of that shit. Stop spamming my shit. But that's when y'all don't notice. We all can have a conversation, right? You see how we having a conversation about this? The next thing you know, we'll get off live, right? Go to Instagram somewhere, shit about wives will pop up. Shit about such and such will pop up. And you'll be like, damn, I just was talking about it. I ain't thinking about it. But that's why it's called a smartphone. So I'm about to start asking the smartphone who gonna get their ass whipped on fight night. You know what I mean? Real raps walking better than win. I bet you Jack GPT can't tell you that shit. You know what I mean? Bet you they can't tell you that shit. Well, Earl Spence coming back, I think. You know what I mean? But supposedly, Earl Spence, Tim Zoo is a real possible situation for Texas. And that's a good fight for both of them. But to keep it tall, if you ain't going to get the Tim Zoo fight, Jose Benavidez would be a great fight back. That'd be a great fight back for either fighter. For either fighter. But for Spence, it'd be a bigger fight. Jose Benavidez still hold weight. And if Tim Zoo was smart, the Ryan fight, hey Golden, what up? Tank number 135. I got Ryan. I don't know. I got Ryan. Because Barrios is not a second half fighter. It's like he like a Kingdom Plant. The nigga gas out in the second half. He looked good in the Pacquiao fight, But second half he gas out. Know what I mean? But it depends what Ryan we get. Know what I mean? That's another thing, Ryan come to fight, but it just Rolly and Tank had his number. Rolly and Tank had his number. But we're gonna see because Barrio reach and just know what I mean? It just probably a couple more inches longer. No Diddy, you know what I mean? But we're gonna see. Cause Barrio gas out too much. I will Barrio ass, you know what I mean? Because he's not disciplined. He don't stick to the jab. And in his corner, Santos giving him great shit. You know what I mean? Giving him great shit. Tank is fact is that Tank beat 10 championship. That's the point. Listen, I'm glad you mentioned that, right? Because I just was talking about Tank resume earlier. This is why I say this is my logbook, y'all. This is my logbook. You see that shit right there? Tank resume. You know what I mean? I got a show called Facts versus Opinions. You know what I mean? And this is what I brought up about that shit, right? When he fought Jose Pedraza, because I want people to understand, Tank is a 4-time divisional champion. When he fought Leo Santa Cruz, both of them unified for both divisions. I want y'all to understand that shit. He fought Jose Pedraza for that. Listen, even when Holomachenko became champion, remember, when they stripped Tank, Loma became champion. I want people to understand that. Because this shit just hit like when I go back and I do my research and I create and I do a deep dive into facts versus opinions, and I go by the year from 2017 champ. All right, 2017 Tank had 3 fights, right? He fought for the IBF title. He defeated Jose Pedraza. Fought Liam Welsh. Then he fought which he got stripped for the IBF. Remember with the Francisco Fonseca fight. Then who become the IBF champ at that time? You get it, right? You see who became champ, right? All right then. Top rank ended up getting the IBF belt from Richard Comey, all of them niggas, remember? Okay then. And then after that fight, he missed weight. 2018, he fight Jesus Playbar, right? For the WBA title. Then he defended it. He fought Hugo Rios, WBA. Ricardo Nunes, WBA. Gamboa, WBA lightweight title now. And it's 2019. It's all 2019. 2020. Leo Santa Cruz. They unified for the lightweight and super featherweight. Okay then. Then he went and fought Barrios, 140. WBA title. Pitbull Cruz lightweight, WBA regular. This one he defending him. Rowley. It's all Pitbull Cruz 2021, Mario Barrios 2021. 2022, he fought Rowley, WBA lightweight. 23, Hector Garcia, WBA title. And he let him keep the title at 130. Remember, Tank said, I don't even want that shit. You can keep it. Ryan Garcia, 2023. 2024, Frank Martin. 2025, Lamont Roach. Now, man, a heavy resume. That's a heavy fucking resume. You said Shushu will beat Tank? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. No, like Shushu, my guy. I like Shushu a lot. You know, but what I start seeing about Shushu from his last fight, remember he went 12, which I was happy that he got his rounds in. When you up the class, it started to get difficult for him. His last 2 fights, look, Carlos Castro, it might be a knockout, but it was still difficult for him. Carlos still had some moments. He had a lot of fucking moments. Just like Jermaine Ortiz had a lot of moments in the early rounds with Keyshawn. You know, you got to be aware of that. Now, I mean, but I like Shushu a lot. That's my nigga, man. I like Shushu a lot. You know, but at these last 2 fights I seen, I'm like, all right, when he's stepping up to like the B level fighters, the B level elite fighters, I'm like, all right, he having a little trouble with them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm gonna be real. I know the shit that Tank can do. You feel me? But I'm not saying Shushu won't beat Tank. I'm just talking about when I seen Shushu step up in the level of competition, the shit got hard for me. So you getting in the ring with a motherfucker like Tank. Tank, listen, I'm gonna tell people a story, right? I'm gonna keep it talk. I ain't a Tank fan, but the nigga whooped ass. I'm not a Tank fan, but I'm not going to sit here. Like, this shit is all facts, no opinion sport podcast. I'm not going to sit here and let a person say, oh, he ain't fighting. No, that nigga fought everybody. And all of y'all motherfuckers is still fighting his leftovers. Every nigga Tank fought was a champion or became a champion after. There's a difference. I just broke his resume down. Jose Pedraza, Liam Welsh, 2017. These were the guys in 2017. Francisco Fonseca, 19-0. Liam Welsh, 21-0. Jose Pedraza, 22-0. That's 2017, top dogs. 2018, Jose Cuellar. At that time, he was 28-1 at the time. 2019, when Tank fought Hugo Rios, he was 39-4, but he was 39-3 when he got the 4. And Hugo came back gunning, decking shit. Ricardo Nunes, you just seen him with who? Ariel Herrera, giving him dog shit. At this time, Ricardo Nunes in 2019 was pure pressure. Tank got him out of here. You feel me? We all know Gamboa only had that one loss from Bud. Tank gave him a second joint. Yo, Tank fucked his leg up so bad. He dropped him in the 2nd, dropped him in the 8th, put him to sleep in the 12th. Bro, he fucked his leg up. Leo Santa Cruz, you seen how he bent him. When the 2020 came, you see how he bent him. And Leo Santa Cruz was what, 37-1, if I'm not mistaken? Nah, I'm reading it right now, Golden. I'm reading everything I'm reading is majority is all champions. You feel me? Mario Barrios, 140. Pitbull, like Rowley, Hector Garcia, Ryan Garcia, Frank Martin, Lamont Roach. That's a heavy fucking resume. And it's a heavy resume, right? But you see, all title shots, all title shots, all title shots, all for champions and titles. And he's a full divisional champion. Tank been that already when he beat Leo Santa Cruz. No, because I be remembering this shit, but at the end of the day, I gotta give respect to that boy is nice, man. That boy is nice. Boy is nice, and he put shit down. He put shit to sleep. He put shit down. It's too early for shoo. It's too early. It's too early for shoo. Because that boy download data different. Tank is a second half fighter. When you got first half fighters, they get gassed in the second half. Know what I mean? It's like, for instance, when you seen Caleb Plant fighting Canelo, you seen he was doing good. Even with David Benavidez, you see him doing good the first 5-6 rounds. But once the 6th, 7th, 8th come in, because they give you 5 good rounds, Mario Barrett. All them niggas will give you 5 good rounds. But once the second half come in, Tank different, man. You think? I think him and Conor Ben might fight. Because that's what he said he want, and he really want to happen next. Unless Conor Ben going to wait for the winner out of Barrios and Ryan. But I don't know. I don't know how they sparring session ever went. But don't sleep on Rolly. Right now he over there with them Cubans. Don't sleep on Rolly. That's all I'm saying. I've been watching him with them Cubans. I'm saying, that's Rolly? This got to be a fucking clone. This got to be a robot or something. Because I ain't never seen Rolly footwork like that. I ain't see Rolly moving like that there. Bullet, he was over there with Bullet. We know Cat Shoot. I mean, but this Rolly, that feet looking tremendous. Rolly footwork looking tremendous right now over there with the Cubans. Know what I mean? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rolly footwork is looking very, very, very tremendous right now. But at the end of the day, man, it was a great live, great talking to y'all. Know what I mean? Beats, thanks for pulling up, my broski. Hey, Beats, only them two brothers know. Like I tell people, sparring is fighting. I don't give a fuck. Cause like I've been in gyms, right? And y'all know when you're supposed to spar, you're supposed to work on something. But when it's like when this generation get in there, they just want to fight each other. They don't want to work on. Nah, I'm not the best. No, you're not supposed to do that, nigga. When you sparring, if you're working on defense, stay working on defense, nigga. It's about you slipping, catching, all that. It's not for you to throw a fucking punch. If you in there, you got your hand behind your back and you working on throwing a double jab, that's what you're working on. If you can't hit, you gotta learn how to block just with that one hand. There's certain things you do in sparring, but these motherfuckers, they gonna just try to take each other's heads off. And we heard sparring sessions between these brothers. Tank knocked his molars loose. No, we just want to see. It'll be a great fight. Going off every last performance we see, it'll be a great fight. True, Shakur jab is crazy, but one thing you gotta learn about it is southpaws hate fighting another southpaw. Shakur even said himself, Tank is the top guy. Top player, Shakur, Tank. It's true. Tank got more champions on his resume than Shakur. Everybody know Tank the top guy. We all know Tank the top guy. He big dog of this shit. And you gotta put respect on his name. It doesn't matter the situation he going through. And I'm gonna be real. I think this shit fool is all smoke and mirrors, man. It's just all smoke and mirrors. Because he the only person that didn't bow out. Y'all don't repeat that? He the only fucking fighter that didn't bow out. There was only 3 of them at the time. Remember, it was Tank, Boots, and Canelo. Canelo and Boots, they fucking with them niggas. You feel me? Now you look at this situation, you know what I mean? But Tank the only nigga. Hey, Doc Beats, he still say that shit to this day. Shakur said to this day, the top dog is Tank. Because that's the only nigga he want to fight. They all know that's the top dog. They know the cream of the crop of their shit is Tank. And the reason I say that, because Floyd was going to sign all of them niggas. But one person came out on top. Go back and watch Shakur versus Robisi Ramirez. Floyd was there. He was going to sign Shakur that fight, but Shakur ended up losing. which it should have been a draw, man. But I'm gonna keep it real. I think they did that to Shakur because Mayweather. When Mayweather came in and the shit that the announcer, you ain't had to say all that shit. You said, "Yo, hey, y'all gonna ask you a question, right? You heard Hannibal. Who did any of these dudes fight? Do any of these dudes? We talking about a prime. All these niggas I'm naming any prime. A prime Jose Pedraza, a prime Leon Welch, a prime Francisco Fonseca, a prime Jesus Cuellar, a prime Hugo Rios, a prime Ricardo Nunez, a Gamboa coming back still in his prime, Leo Santa Cruz in his prime, Mario Barrios in his prime, Pitbull in his prime, Rody in his prime, Hector Garcia in his prime, Ryan Garcia in his prime, Frank Martin in his prime, Lamont Roach in his prime. That's a heavy fucking resume. That's a heavy resume. Why? Because now all of them fighters that you from Shakur, Keyshawn, all of them niggas is fighting everybody else Tank resume. They fighting Tank leftovers. Fighting Tank leftovers. And listen, I'm tired of people. We all know. The world know. When PBC was up and running, you can go back and look at all the PBC. PBC had the best card, the best fighters in the world. Golden Boy had their little 35 fighters. Top Rank had their little like 17 fighters. PBC had over 100 fucking fighters. Everybody went PBC route. You understand? So all of the fights was over there in PBC. That's why a lot of people was mad because Bud didn't go over to PBC. When he re-signed that contract, they created the other side of the streets. But the reason they created that, because, y'all know what y'all did to Bud. Y'all lied to that man. He's supposed to have the Pacquiao fight. Y'all ain't give him that shit. Y'all robbed Pacquiao and gave that shit to Jeff Horn. Always robbed that man. Man's supposed to be a fucking pay-per-view star. Y'all did that corny shit. But hey, shit happens. And all you got to do is just look at the matchmaking in the Top Rank. We judging people by, oh yeah, they fought this person, they fought that person. Like, really, Keyshawn and Barenchek. At the time, hey, Hannibal, at the time, them niggas was top dogs. At the time, some of them niggas was mandatory, some was top 1 and top 3. Everybody I just named was top dogs. Jose Pedraza was, every nigga he fought was for a title defense. A title or a title defense. It was the top dogs. People don't do that, please. When Tank fought all of these guys, they was the top dog. All the motherfuckers was in their prime, and they was ranked. Some was champions, some was mandatories, some was ranked number 1, some was ranked number 2, some was ranked number 3. We're not going to do that shit. We're not going to do that shit. We're not going. Jose Pedraza was a champion in his prime. Nigga, they had to strip Tank in a Francisco Fonseca fight so Top Rank can get the IBF title. Did Tank. Tank was the WBA super featherweight, lightweight. He was always the champion. Did they strip him to give that shit to Loma? I mean, it happened. We seen that happen in 2018. Remember, he only had one fight in 2018, and then he got stripped. And who ended up with the title? Lomachenko, email champion. We got to stop that. We got to stop that. A lot of times, Lomachenko became champion because they were stripping Tank. Now, I mean, WBC wise, I respect that, but Tank first title at the time was like, listen. Even when he unified with Leo Santa Cruz, go back and watch the fight in 2020. You're gonna hear him say it. You want to hear the announcement. They was fighting for the 126 and the one they was fighting for it. Go back and look this shit up. This is all facts. That boy full-time, man. Now we got to put respect on his name, man. And he made boxing exciting. People can't say that. That boy made boxing very, very exciting. If a Tank fight comes to your town, that shit like the Super Bowl. That shit like the All-Star Weekend, bro. Yeah, but what I'm saying, that's why I named the 4 kings. The new 4 kings of this generation is Shakur, Boots, Keyshawn, and Xander Zayas. The Xander unified champion. No, the old 4 kings was what? Tank, T.O., Devin, Ryan. That was that 4 kings, right? So the new 4 kings is motherfucking Shakur, Boots, Keyshawn, and Xander. I would have put Virgil, but Xander champion. Virgil get the fuck up out of here. You say he been disappointing? I can't say that Lamont Roach fight, man. I had him winning. You know, just because I know the rules, I know you got to. Like growing up in the 80s and 90s, you went to a gym, bro. You ain't touch no fucking bag. You never touched no pads. You had your footwork had to be good. It had to be good. It had to be good, and you had to learn the rules. You learned the rules. You learned your book. You learned your rules, and that's the key thing you learn because when you're a fighter, you watch Gary say it, you watch Shushu say it, right? After I've been talking about the shit that a fighter can take a knee. You can take a knee, you can call a timeout, but the way you call a timeout is you taking a knee. In the amateurs, person don't land the punch, which Lamont never did. You take 3 paces back, kneel on your left knee, raise your hand, and touch your head. Now they're saying that they changed it to over here. You feel me? You watch Charlo try to do it in the Canelo fight, but he fucked up when he raised his hand. He never touched his head. You watch Tank do it. That's when Steve Willis came. He said no. That's when he hit him with the law. He was like, oh. A lot of these referees got to go by the law too. You got to know your shit. That's why when Kenny Bellis came up there and said that dumb shit, that's why I said that's why Floyd Mayweather never hired you as a referee when he was a professional fighter. Why? Because you said the key thing. I used to be a judge for Nevada, me and my brother, but since I was more young and fit, I became a referee and a judge for the amateurs. No wonder he ain't deal with your ass. Because y'all never liked it, Floyd, over there. So that he knew if I ever had y'all as a ref, y'all gonna do some weird dumb shit. Know what I mean? Yo, well, when Hernandez dropped Floyd Mayweather, I remember this shit like yesterday, man. I still got the DVD. They didn't give it. They didn't count it. They didn't count it. It wasn't no 8 count, no nothing. His glove touched. The referee looked at Bob Arum, and Bob shook his head. And the referee got Floyd up, took him to the corner. They didn't count. Now you see it. This shit's some AI shit. They do the whole 8 count and everything, which it never happened. 42 years old. They got to remember this shit like it was yesterday. I remember when Pretty Boy took that joint, nigga. Nigga, like, yo, you know how many people I was betting when I came home from jail when 07 on up. Yo, Floyd never touched the camera. Look, but I still won. Right now, I'll smoke them niggas. Now they see that. All my homies will tell you. They be like, yo, that niggas was never counting when he fell. When his glove touched the canvas, they never counted. They did the same shit they did to Zab. They just picked him up and go ahead. Zab made him touch the canvas. His glove touched the canvas in the Zab fight. Zab got robbed. The same shit happened with Hernandez. But now you see the count. That shit ain't really happening. Hey, Hannibal. Who did Shakur fight? Teofimo already had it all. Who did Shakur fight? Because that Edward De Los Santos fight, the same way he fought Teo, he should have fought De Los Santos. But you know why? Because I told you, Southpaws hate fighting other Southpaws. De Los Santos was the problem. That fight is one of the biggest fights in boxing. Just like Teo with Shakur is one of the biggest fights in boxing. I don't care. I will keep saying it. That was one of the biggest fights in boxing. No, yeah, you can cut off. Facts. Hey, Golden, you talking. You talking. You know, but with Spence, I felt though like something was wrong with Spence. Like Spence looked at high, like he was zoned out. Like you see him when like once he walked to the walk entrance, you just look at his eyes, you be like, you could tell something was wrong with him. Yeah, he did. De Los Santos beat Shakur. I watch that fight all the time. Listen, me and my guy Santos boxing, my co-host, we watch that shit in 0.5 speed. I watch that shit with the volume down. Listen, the first 39 fucking seconds, De Los Santos landed 16 punches. Shakur only landed was like 3 or 4 punches at the time. The first 30 seconds. 39 seconds. Like, come on, man. I don't know how De Los Santos lost that fight. And then people say, well, Shakur fought with one hand. Listen, where did he win? Because he wasn't throwing no fucking punches. What punch landed that he hurt his hand? Because he ain't throw no punches. So how did he hurt his hand if he ain't throw no punches? Then people say, well, he came in it. Nah, I ain't trying to hear that shit. Yeah, he unified at 130. Tank unified too. Don't do that. Go back to taking Leo Santa Cruz fight. Go back. Go back. Pay attention. Just listen to the commentating. Listen to the belts this brother had. Listen. That boy was on a roll, man. Yeah, he ran literally. Nah, Roach ain't beat no fucking Tank. I keep telling y'all, when Tank, listen, remember, Ryan got found guilty on that PED shit, which was false. Who from VODA testing, snack, all of and it's New York State Athletic Commission. Like you got two people that's on that board, all three boards. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Bro, you better go back and look. Go to the Leo Santa Cruz fight. I'm telling you. Just go back and listen. Go back and listen. Go back and listen. Just go back and watch it. They was stripping that boy, man. So top ranked fighters can get titles. They was stripping that boy, man. Go back. Listen, the YouTube time machine is a motherfucker. Fuck what I'm saying is go do the research. That shit right there. Yeah, everybody don't take one. Everybody don't take one. Even the De Los Santos fight. You heard when Hitchens called him, like, nigga, you lost. You lost that fight. You lost that shit. Hitchens called Shakur and said, nigga, you lost that fight. You know? That boy De Los Santos was a problem, you know? But that's one thing about Southpaws. Other Southpaws hate fighting other Southpaws, you know? But they always have success with an orthodox fighter that don't know his feet positioning. You gotta know how to place your feet, man. You gotta keep your feet on the outside. Yep. Thank you. Ryan beat the dog shit out of him. Ryan beat the dog shit out of Devin Haney, man. Ryan beat the dog shit out of him. He got his number. This is what I always say. Ryan got Devin number. Rolly got Ryan number. Shakur in between. You know, because I don't know if he sparred the rest of them, but I know from like Devin and all that. But that I know of that I seen, and Tank got all of the number. Tank whooped all the ass. So anytime Ryan and Dev fight, we know Ryan gonna win. No, or they might get a split, but we know 9 times 10 Ryan gonna win. Rolly and Ryan, we know Rolly, he gonna keep that hand. We synced it already. But we know Tank with all the we synced it. How many times we gonna keep seeing it? And Tank did it coming off a jet. Nah, but that's what I'm saying though. Hey, Golden, but this is what I find. This is what I gotta do more research on though. You know, that's why I brought it up. One of his brothers had passed away. So, you know, I don't know did he miss weight because of that, but we gotta I'm gonna do some more research and see what I mean. You know, they lost a brother, you know. We sent our condolences to the Davis family, you know, he lost his brother Kyrie, you know, and they said he was getting drunk and stuff. That's the reason he missed weight. So, you know, we really gonna find out. Nope. Didn't Shakur just told Connor Ben he want a rehydration clause? I'm saying, listen, we can't put that. Listen, do the IBF have a 10% rehydration clause? Yes. Do the WBC, WBO, and WBA have a 12% to 15% rehydration clause? Yes. Do every state athletic commission have a 15, 18 to 21% rehydration clause? Yes. Do people respect it? Fuck no. Remember, it was only 8 weight divisions. 140, 147, and 154 used to be considered welterweight. It used to be 8 weight divisions. Now when 17 come out, like this shit crazy. He said Tank on the Zuffa. Yo, that nigga break the bank over there, right? That should be crazy. That nigga signed the Zuffa. That should be crazy. Yeah. He never, but that's what I'm saying. Like, because when I heard that, and what you call it, a brother broke the news. One of the reporters asked him. That's how we really all found out. And I'm like, damn. And you could tell what he was going through, man. You know, because he never missed weight. Especially Bo and them ain't gonna make that. It's like, nah, nigga, you ain't missing no type of motherfucker weight, nigga. You better tighten up. My apologies, y'all. My apologies. But yeah, man. You say, hey, son, what up, son? My nigga. And my co-host in the building, man. Santos boxing. But yeah, no, Tank held that shit down though. It's a difference. See, that's why I respect the shit Tank said is like, nigga, I fight for something. We two different people when he told that. Like, no, we two totally different people. You know, you got some niggas that's trying to act gangsters, like the Haney's, and you got some niggas that's, you know, that we really that. You know, we really live that shit. So all we trying to do is just get our family out of the situation that we're all in and create general wealth and, you know, change our last name. You know, but I'm gonna keep it tall. What I'm about to say is, it happened to both Davises, man. It's like it's something about that Davis name. You feel me? We just seen it happen with Keyshawn. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Tank avoided death. Now, I never believed that Canelo was a look for the belts. Did you watch the Skull fight? Anybody could see Canelo. Yo, shit. Listen, Skull beat Canelo, but Skull just got knocked the fuck out. Unless he took a dive in the 12th round by Jacob Banks. Jacob Banks just knocked fucking Skull out, knocked his head off. It was going to be in Saudi. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Tank. No, Shakur avoided Tank. Shakur wanted a 2 to 3 fight deal with PBC, and PBC offer him a 1 fight deal, and that was just to fight Tank, and that's a fact. And he turned it down. That's a fact. He turned that shit down. ASAP. He turned that shit down. Niggas that. Nah, man. And that's a fact. Give me a second, y'all. I gotta tell you, motherfuckers, turn this joint. My apologies, y'all. Had trying to get this motherfucker volume there. You know, copyright joints be crazy. Said that was a lie. He was never off. Yes, he was offered a fight. Even Spinoza came out and said it. Spinoza even came out and said that shit. Yeah, he was offered that joint. They offered him a 1 fight deal to fight Tank. Do you believe Shakur top 5 pound for pound? I can't say he top 5 right now. I'm gonna keep saying that because y'all never ranked the T or up there only till fight night. All right. For instance, yeah, ice water, ice water. No, uh. Damn, what was about the motherfucking say? Spinoza lied about that. No, he never lied about Devin. Devin was Devin got his own promotional company. So what Devin Haney do, you know, he freelance. He makes certain fight deals with certain people, which he's smart, got his own shit, but them niggas ain't want that Tank smoke. They ain't want that Tank smoke. They could have been got it. They could have been got it. Yeah, but Shakur was off for that fight though. Shakur was off for that fight. But I always tell people, ever since Tank told them niggas no, y'all got to look at the only fighter that's going through something. The only fighter that's not fighting over there. Told them niggas no and look at the outcome. And now that shit make a lot of sense what he told Jake Paul. Don't let me find out nothing. He knew they was trying to backdoor it to pull out the fight. Because I bet you if Tank would never fought Jake, none of this case shit be happening. Mm-hmm. Shakur was off of that fight, bro. Y'all gotta stop that. Shakur was off of that fight. Shakur was off of that motherfucking fight. Yes, Shakur was. That boy was off of that fight. It would have been a good fight, but he wanted a 3-fight deal with PBC, a 2 to 3 fight deal. He wanted a multiple deal. There was only offering just a tank fight. That's the only fight they was offering. Shakur and PBC would have been fired. Shakur over there in PBC would have been fired. That shit would have been different. We don't know that. Tank can box. Ryan couldn't even touch that ball. This nigga was ducking body shot hooks. You ever seen a nigga duck a body shot hook? And this is no dirty shit. Saturday is the first time I've ever seen Shakur bend his knees. You know, he fight tall. When Shakur fight, he stand southpaw, he fight tall. You feel me? Bending like he'd bend the back a little bit, but bending his front knee up, I was surprised. I said, oh, my nigga listening to the corner, I mean. At the time, PBC at the time he wanted to fight Tank, PBC had everybody. PBC had every fucking body. He fought De Los Santos, right? PBC. PBC at the time, bro, is go back in time and just look at they roster. PBC had all of the best fighters. Remember when they started, they had all of the greats. He took all of the greats. Why? Because Al Heyman was managing them niggas when they was over there in Golden Boy. That's why Oscar lost the lawsuit. You know? At the time, he could have got Tank Davis, Gamboa, Pitbull Cruz, 135 could have got motherfucking Rolly, could have got Ricardo Nunes. And at that time, that's PBC fighters. A Frank Martin 2024, you feel me? They was all under PBC. So he could have got those fights. Later, you got to remember, I'm glad you brought that shit up, Hannibal. Top Rank got a lawsuit. Don't do that. Don't do that. Deontay, all them niggas in PBC had the titles. You go to welterweight. Earl Spence had all the belts. Remember, Top Rank only got one belt, and that's the WBO. Every fighter at Top Rank, the first belt they ever win is the WBO. I call it the Top Rank belt, bro. You understand me? PBC had all of the other belts. So when they started losing them and niggas started being robbed, that's when Eddie Hearn first captured his title. If I'm not mistaken, that shit was like when he signed Canelo. Then he signed Boo Boo Andres. But at that time, when Eddie Hearn came to the States with $1 billion, remember, everybody was giving him shit. Nobody, Oscar De La Hoya, all of them, they didn't like him. So he couldn't have his fighters fight certain people. So what he did, he came to the States when the zone gave $1 billion to come to the States and sign fighters. He took all of his fighters from the States and took them on a European tour. That's when we start seeing Canelo fight motherfucking John Ryder, Leon Welch, Conor Smith, all that shit. Bud ain't killed PBC. Bud ain't killed PBC. Bud ducked that shit. You know what I mean? But I put the blame on Earl too. You feel me? Because Bud could have stopped that Charlo and Canelo fight because that's the fight we wanted to see. But Bud knew Boots was his mandatory for the second time. That's why he ran, bro. People got to stop that shit. In 2020, Jerron Boots Ennis was Bud mandatory. 2020, 2021, all the way to 2022. When 2022 came, Boots went the IBF route. That's when he became Spence mandatory. When he became Spence mandatory, Spence loses in 2023, what happens? He becomes Bud mandatory for the second time. That's all I'm saying. For instance, Y'all keep saying Bud put on a beautiful whooping Canelo ass. He stood in the southpaw position the whole time. You know? And you go back and watch the fight 0.5 speed, it's a different outcome. It's a different motherfucking outcome. You watch it on mute, not hearing that bias commentating, you're gonna see who landed the most shots. It's a different outcome. You know? Don't let biasness trick you out of, I mean, everything you hear you can't believe because everything you hear ain't true. So everything you hear that ain't true, your eyes gonna deceive you. Your eyes gonna deceive you. And y'all ain't pay attention. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to shit on the nigga motherfucking victory, but is it me? Or did Shakur hands didn't hurt at all? Know what I mean? I'm just saying. It kept breathing out of his mouth though, from round 1 to round 12. I'm just saying though. Know what I mean? I'm just saying though. But yeah, man. Today was a great day, man. Great show today. Thanks for everybody that tuned in. You know, they about to cut me in a little second. You know, they gave me a little leeway because, hey, son, I don't know. You know, I put the appeal in, they rejected. Then now all of a sudden I get an email later saying I beat the appeal. So they're going to take the strike off us and shit. But yeah, you know, Bill Haney, gave me a strike. It's cool, though. But I want to shout out to everybody that tuned in. You know what I mean? Shout out to my guy. You know what I mean? We game all night. Shout out to Mr. God. You know, shout out Hannibal. You feel me? Hannibal pulled it up. I appreciate you, bro. Shout out Mata, you know what I mean? Mata. You know, Magoo. I don't know what's up with you, man. You gotta tighten up, broski. Real rap. What type time you on, man? You on that freaky Jason shit. Now I mean, shout out my broski. Nah, I mean, you know the squad. Yeah, I mean, my brother JR. Shout out my other brother Cuzzo. You know what it is, mugger. Now I mean, task is stand up, the whole project, stand up, all love. You dig, ski? Beach, you already know, bro. You already know. Now I mean, day one since day one. You know what I mean? Shout out to Golden. You know what I mean? Golden pulled up, pulled up, you know, spitting that fire, man. Spitting that motherfucking fire, that pain and pressure. I appreciate it, bro. No beats. You know, Hannibal, motherfucker, Golden. No. Shout out my broski, my co-host Santos Boxing. Hey, my brother in the building. Shout out, Lou. My motherfucking brother in the building. Shout out, big bro. Damn, big bro. Love you, man. Yeah, I gotta go through these motherfucking messages. I mean, yeah. Yeah, nah, Boots would beat the shit out of Bud, man. Come on, stop that, man. Stop that. Boots would beat the shit. Yo, Boots versus Bud would have been Roy Jones versus James Tony all over again. I'm trying to tell you, man. Bud know that shit. Them niggas know that shit. That boy different, yo. Especially at that time they would have fought him. Oh my God. You know? I respect you too, bro. Everybody know we all coming over here spitting our facts. And you can't deny that. But listen, Boots versus Bud would have been the best fight ever in a very long time, yo. That shit would have been a old school fight, you know. Boots different, man. I'm trying to tell you, that young motherfucker different, man. Bud no, Bud see it. He know that boy real, really different. You know, it'd have been a great fight though. I would have said boxing would have won. You know, because we know them two brothers was going to come in and let us down. Boots never turned down a fight. People got to stop that. Boots never turned down a fight. Well, listen. You're signed to Top Rank. I'm your mandatory. From 2020, 2021, 2022. Go look at all of the fighters Bud fought when Boots was his mandatory. Just go back and look at it. You feel me? Just go back and look at this shit. Then Boots went the IBF route. That's when he won. The only fighter that knocked Sergey Lipinus out. Remember at that time, Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, Earl wasn't talking that because he was running around collecting the titles. Got all of them brothers. Remember, everybody in PBC kept saying, well, Boots, you ain't fighting no champion yet. You doing all of this shit to B-level fighters and C-level fighters, but you ain't fighting no champion yet. But you got to remember, the class that came into 147 with boots. But you got to remember that 2017, 2018 welterweight class that came in was Virgil, Boots, Stanionis, who became in 2022. He was the real WBA champion. Go back and look at this shit. Because he left. Boots left the WBO rankings and went to IBF rankings. They tried that shit, but everybody knew PBC and Top Rank wasn't doing business. Even remember when Virgil was supposed to fight motherfucking Stanionis. Stanionis pulled out the first time because of a hand injury. So they put Boots in a position. Then when they try and put Boots in Virgil, remember, Virgil ran from Boots from 147. Virgil just ended up sick. The Stanionis came back 5 weeks later. Virgil, remember, he ducked Stanionis 3 times because he ended up sick. And he came back and fought Maurice Hooker at 147. And then moved up and fought a bum-ass Frederick Lawson, a bum-ass Thomas Delorme, a bum-ass Bowichuk, and a bum-ass Madrimov. 4 fucking tune-ups. Like, come on, man. People gotta keep it real. Bud was with Top Rank, bro. What are you talking about? Bud was with Top Rank. He left Top Rank in 2022. Remember, he left Top Rank going on like 2022, 2023. Bud was with Top Rank. What are you talking about? When he went with BLK Prime, Adrian Broner got him that deal for 1 fight. Blue Blood called Bozy, and Bozy said, bro, you know we don't construction deals. You know we work with Cameron Duncan and Espinoza over there in Showtime. Call Espinoza. We want the fight. Then Blue Blood called Espinoza. No. So what the fuck is people talking about? Y'all heard it on the motherfucking John. And you heard Bud, they heard Bud say that why you went the IBF route, nigga, because I was your mandatory for 3 years. You ain't give me the opportunity, so I left. When did he leave Top Rank? Look at the year he left Top Rank. Everything I'm proving is fact. 2022, 2023, he left Top Rank. When he fought Dave Avianesia, that was his first fight off of Top Rank as a free agent. But he signed the deal with BLK Prime. Adrian Broner got him the deal. It was a $10 million deal. Y'all, I want y'all to go back and remember that shit. His residency, that's what I'm saying. Bud resume is crazy. It's bad. You know what I mean? But he did it. He did it. Blue Blood never caused Spinoza. I'm gonna wait till this shit get down to 10%, then I'm gonna get up out of here. But Blue Blood never contacted Espinoza. You feel me? Them brothers never contacted him. And then when you go back and look at the fight, who gloves kept busting open? They called him bust him open Bud, man. Stop that. Shout out to bust him open Bud, man. That nigga Glove, ever since he was at 147, besides the Spence fight, that nigga Gloves been busting open. Then when he fought Madrimov, Gloves bust open. Except for the Canelo fight. It's always the 2 major fights, his gloves never bust open. But every time, they call him bust him open Bud. Poof, poof, poof. Ain't nothing wrong with that, though, you hear, Skin? No, Bud, wasn't the fucking ASAP? Bud wasn't even selling tickets. You feel me? At that time. But Spinoza ain't said Blue. See, listen, Blue Blood be fucking. Like, stop believing in Blue Blood because Blue Blood never called them niggas. Blue Blood never called them niggas. That's how you know he lying because he called Bozy. Blue Blood never called them niggas. Bud ain't fighting no fucking body. They just accolades because they make him a pay-per-view star. We're going to keep this shit real. Top Rank do the best matchmaking. They strip all of these other niggas from PBC and other places. They give it to the fighter. They give them, like, come on. Keyshawn fought Barenchek. Don't you think Navarrete beat Barenchek and Keyshawn and Navarrete would have been a better fight? But they were scared because Navarrete might have knocked him the fuck out because he heavy-handed. Know what I mean? Just saying. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Like, I respect both fighters, but at that time, like, anywhere in Vegas and shit, both of their numbers, people don't know what they were selling. I know in their hometown, Bud was selling in his hometown. Boots ain't have a fight here yet. You know what I mean? So, No, Bozy never said none of that. Bozy told Blue Blood to call Espinoza, and Blue Blood never called him. That's what Boots got on his own. So y'all going off the $1 million worth of game. Just rewatch it. You see it. He called in. He said, "Yeah, nigga, we wanted to fight. We ain't turn no fight down." But I told Blue, like, bro, why are you calling me? You know, you're supposed to call Espinoza and Cameron Duncan, if you know, because that was his manager. Cameron Duncan was Boots and Bud manager. Like, y'all people need to learn, man. Learn who Cameron Duncan was. He was Timothy Brady manager, Bud Crawford, Boots, Brian Norman, Tank. Y'all better do y'all shit, man. Herb Legend, what up? No, bro, what up? My apologies. And that's a fact. I like 3 more seconds. Yeah, but that's a fact, man. But it would have been a great fight. You know, it would have been a great fight. People gotta it's like, for instance, right? Ish Henson sent Devin Haney a contract to fight Jerron Boots Simmons at 152 because Boots was moving up to 154. Devin Haney sent the contract back and said, "I never had a fight at 147. Why I'm going to fight a person at 154 at 152?" So they asked Boots, "Would you go there?" Boots said, "I'm moving to 154." Didn't he had a welterweight fight? The 144 fight was a welterweight fight when he fought Jose Ramirez, right? So why we can't do it at a catchweight right here? Because I'm moving up. You feel me? Nobody ducked nobody. So if you're gonna say somebody ducked, they sent Devin Haney the contract, and he sent it back saying, "I want to fight such and such." You know what I mean? And then with the Boots and Virgil situation, all you got to do is listen to it. Listen to it. Eddie Hearn said they sent me a contract to fight Virgil at 147. I looked at the contract, I sent it back and said, "Y'all sure y'all want to fight at 147? They turned back and said, "We made an error." No. Listen to the detail. I appreciate it, Herb. I appreciate it. All love, my bro. I appreciate it. The reason Boots left, he said he was ranked up. Boots was ranked number 1. He was Bud mandatory, bro. He went from in 2020, he went from number 7. He went from 2019, he was number 12. 2020, he went from number 7 to number 2, then he became his mandatory. Nobody was the fuck there. Gotta remember, just go back and watch every fighter that fought on Top Rank. Look at the belt they won, the WBO, bro. It's that we got robbed out of the fight of the century. You know what I mean, that's all I feel, though. You know, it ain't the fighters, it's that, Blue Blood got to stop lying. I mean, he need to stop fucking lying. You know? And one more thing before I go. When the Perchin bought the whole media, from Ring Magazine to Boxing, etc., they can create narratives with all of these shell companies. You watch everybody, listen, and everything I'm about to say is so real, right? Everybody that talked bad about Gervonta Tank Davis' resume are top-ranked fighters and top-ranked analysts. From Max Kellerman, Andre Ward, Timothy, they're all top-ranked motherfuckers. When they was on top, then they was on motherfucking ESPN. Now they on Ring, and now they on Zuffa. These the same people that talk bad about Tank record. When you look at Tank's resume, that shit heavy. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna get up on out of here. My shit about to die. Thanks to everybody tuning in. Hannibal, I appreciate you. Hannibal, I appreciate you. Golden, I appreciate you. Herb, what up? Shout out my brother Santos Boxing, Frontline. Golden. Shout out my brother JR. 31st Task Mugger. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to everybody. Damn, man, that shit died. I'm gonna come back out here and get that stuff. My apologies, man. My apologies, y'all. Dang, damn. No, my phone had died. I had to plug it back up right quick. I was BSing, but my apologies. We up on out of here, man. You know.
Dog hit me up, said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick. Dog hit me up, said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick. Dog hit me up, said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick. Dog hit me up. Dog hit me up. Hello? Shorty on my line, told the bitch to call back, cause she getting out of line. Louis, what's the deal? Nigga, we talk, got a 9 on a mission, nigga, watch we talk. Meet me on the block, tell me everything you know, from the guns to the chips and the kilos of coke. All I see is white, let my vision flash, got my hand on them birds, about 100 in cash. Nigga, what's the math? Said I'm rich forever, ride a trap or die, got my mind on this cheddar. Wish a nigga would, if a nigga try, leave brains on the step, laying next to his mind. Get it or die, that's the motivation. I tell it how it is, see the bullets penetration. Dog hit me up, said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick. Dog hit me up, said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick. Dog hit me up, said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick. Dog hit me up, said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick. Kick the door, hit the floor, homie. See this fall, homie? Leave your brains on the floor, homie. I want your bricks from my crib and the floor, homie. I'm talking dollars and them cents from my drawer, homie. Tie your bitch by the beat, I want it all, homie. You niggas barking like the deed, I let it off, homie. 100 pounds in the crib, I took it all, homie. I left the nigga by stairs where his bra, shorty. 200,000 on the rinse and spent the charm on it. Dump a nigga on his neck, that's a prize moment. Real niggas up back, no bases loaded. Pussy try to walk me off, hit a crazy homie. Been locked up 10, left him in the coma. Northside, Illidale, you know the son of Cobra. Big dog in the pit, the dog hit me up. Said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick. Dog hit me up. Said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick. Dog hit me up. Said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick. Dog hit me up. Said he got lit. Bad jump shot, so he might shoot a brick.
Y'all out of here. Holla at y'all tomorrow, man. Thanks for everybody that tuned in. All love, man. Shout out Hannibal. Shout out Herb Legend. Shout out Golden. Shout out my co-host Santos Boxing. Shout out Beats. Y'all ready? Shout out my brother Frontline. Y'all ready? Mugger, what up? JR, what up? Gang, what up? I appreciate everybody that tuned in today, man. Y'all already know it's All Facts, No Opinion Sport Podcast. I don't let nothing marinate. We get straight to the sauce. Everything